So hey, first off, it's great to see a full room. I think most of the seats are taken and people stand up in the back. We do plan to track attendance. We have many more people who want to attend this event than we can actually fit in the door, the facility. So it's great to see that all the seats are filled and that so many people are participating here today in person. Again, as I always tell everyone, this is your forecast. This is your opportunity to learn, to network with your colleagues, and also to meet a lot of the DISA individuals. Please, if you did get the card that came out, there's program tables set up at 9 o'clock. They'll be out on the first floor of the registration area, or they'll be upstairs on the second floor. If you don't take the opportunity to meet the individuals, it'll be your loss, because we've brought a lot of people in town to speak with you today. So this forecast industry started actually maybe about a decade ago with Evelyn De Palma, who is here in the audience. So it's something we need to do to have more of an engagement with industry. And I think overall, as a group, we should be very, very proud of what we do to communicate and to foster a partnership with industry. I see it every day from my office door, and it's great to come to these type of events and see a lot more of it in action. So we've actually moved from a half-day forecast that was attached to an AFCEA symposium in 2013, so 5 years ago. We moved to a full-day event. It has been probably the best decision we ever made to move this to a full-day event, so it's been very, very, very productive. We get a lot of positive feedbacks. So thanks to Lieutenant General Lynn for his comments this morning for an awesome video that the team developed, and also to Mr. Montemano for giving the organizational structure. A lot of change within DISA, so we were asked if we could focus on that organizational alignment for the folks in the audience and on TV land. So we wanted to make sure we had the opportunity to do that with you today. So we're going to get into our key acquisition efforts and then our timelines for some of our key procurement actions. Before I go into a few more of the comments, typically at the end is where you thank people for their hard work, but the end is when less people tend to be here. So just by names, I'm going to recommend a few key people. A lot of people helped make this happen, but a few key people that worked really, really hard to make this happen. There were Colonel Jeff Merchant, who is the Deputy for Procurement, Nancy Didak and Anthony Jackson, Cindy Ewer, Trish Gething, Alana Casanova Johnson, Cynthia Lyles-Quarles, and Alfred Rivera was one of the key instruments getting this together with myself. I'm glad to report that Alfred and I talked this morning. He's decided to wait 10 more years to retire when I retire, so big news. Alfred's not going anywhere. 10 more years. We're going to have a joint retirement program. See, they're all cheering, Alfred. Now it's official. It's on YouTube now, so it's official, right? All right. I have about a 20-minute ride to work, typically. Today was an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20, so it gave me a lot of time to think. And so what I thought of was this. I thought of what I was coming to talk about today and what we're all going to do today. And it's really profound, our impact. And it's not my impact in my office telling someone award a contract or don't award a contract. It's what we do as a partnership. And I started thinking about the things that we, as a group, deliver. We have IT support services of all natures and variations. We have engineering and testing services, mobility services, cloud services, theater operations centers for the warfighter, commercial satellite communications, telecommunications, network and transport services. And you in this audience provide that. I provide a vehicle to have that happen through a contract. And we provide that through program managers who think through difficult solution sets. But the solution is delivered by the folks in this audience and on the TV land. So be very, very proud of what you do. I am. I think we do amazing things in the department for the warfighter day in and day out. As I tell folks I work with a lot that do some of our smaller buys, some of our small circuit buys, and I tell them all the time, if you don't think it's important on that circuit you bought, today a mother spoke to her son that was deployed. And maybe through everything we do, that a mother spoke to her son is the most important thing to her. And because of that, it's the most important thing to us. So that phone call is transported by us. It's led by us in DISA and led by the community that we work with. So DISA, Defense Information Systems Agency. The second word is information. So we move it, store it, protect and defend it. And as I think, and I know Sharon Jones likes to talk about The Art of War by Sun Tzu, I think is how you pronounce the name. But I think one of his comments was that's prevalent for us is whoever owns the information or the right to the information is the ultimate victor. And we do that in this group, in this audience, and the folks on the video. In closing, I want to introduce a few key people from the folks that I work with out at DISA Forecast here in the National Capital Region at Fort Meade. You see the names a lot, but unless you're not quite sure who they are, they will be at the program table on the first level. So let me introduce them very quickly. The first is the Chief of the Contracting Office at DISA Forecast, who is Jim McCreary. You want to stand? Great. Great. And then we have Christina Severino. And I think with Lisa O'Donnell. Is Lisa here? So they do, I'm sorry, and Jen Forhey is here also. So they work on the telecom, satcom, and transport. Connie Jackson is now in the IT services and supplies and services, and Lisa also works with her on that effort. And then Scott Stewart, we have a new division out at DITCO Scott, which is the Emerging Technology and Special Interest Group. So MillCloud, Capacity Services, the Hard Think Project is what Scott and his small group of folks do so they can dedicate some time to the efforts. In the National Capital Region is Chris Gray as head of the Contracting Office at Fort Meade. And three individuals with Chris are Drew Green, I think is Bill Jackson, might be somewhere in the audience, and Andrea Wagner. They may be out helping out on the registration desk. So with that group, DSO, Teleport, JPES, DCS, GCCSJ, so they have a large portfolio that's centric to DISA internal operations. So again, make the best use of your time. The Meet the Seniors is always a great event that will happen at the end of the day today. We'll talk more about that when I make my closing comments. So with that, as has been said oftentimes, so let's roll, and Scott Stewart will talk to you about OTAs.